sometimes I feel like we need to focus a little bit more on the big picture. So guys, welcome back to Montreal, and I just want to say, first of all, since I came back from Mexico, it's been a mess here. It's been really tough to be productive and really tough to kind of work and sit down and do things. That's probably because I didn't work that much in Mexico, and now when I come back, it's like all changed. And maybe there's the holidays, that's kind of part of it. But I wanted to bring back the big picture today and really focus on you guys. Because one thing I hate to do, I'm just not able to do it, and I've been doing it these past days, is producing videos that do not really have anything for you guys. So those travel videos, I think they're nice, they're cool, but they don't really help you guys move forward. That's not going to be what's going to help you achieve your goal of trading and traveling or trading with your full-time job. So today we need to focus on the process and what steps you guys need to do to achieve your goal. Depending on the stage at which you're at right now, you might have to do different action, because someone with a full-time job will not have the same thing to do as someone trading full-time but not really ready to go traveling. And those are the two things I specialize in. So trading with a full-time job, which I've done for a long time, and trading while traveling, which I've done since the past year. So first thing first, 95% of the trader I talk to that become successful start with a full-time job. They start trading on the side as what we would call a side hustle. And there's nothing wrong with that, there's nothing painful about it, but you have to go to work because that's the thing that's going to bring you money. Now, hopefully you're not going to stay there too long, but most people stay there for a while, and that's fine, because you need to have this kind of backup before going to full-time trading. And people who expect that they can start from kind of unemployed all the way to successful trading, it's not going to work, because we always talk about it, as traders we need multiple streams of income, and that could be a job, that could be money on the side to make your trading easier, and that's just a fact that you have to accept. Now if you are at a point where you want to trade while you work, that's going to be the point where you really have to set all the processes, because all the habits you set at this point are the habits that are going to allow you to trade full-time later on. And the wrong habit at this point are going to make it much tougher for you to go to full-time. And that's what I've been seeing for multiple people. Whenever I was working at a full-time job, like all day, I had these habits that I put in place that I would be able to just follow and do the same thing when I went to trade full-time. And that's really crucial. So what habit do we talk about here? Well, things like journaling, things like reviewing, things like doing these daily analysis of the market to make sure that you're clear on what to trade. And you really need to make sure that your strategy at this point is solid, right? No solid strategy there, no solid strategy full-time. And that's really going to be a disaster. Now, once you have all these things, well, the only thing you kind of need to do then is to trade, right? Because you could have like thousands of good habits and good things to do like on the side, but if you don't trade it right, meaning if you don't execute properly, you're not going to see any result, and that's going to be a problem. And I'll just mention that very few people have solid habits and bad trading results. It can happen, but most people have bad trading results and bad habits. So you might as well build the right habits, and then the results are going to follow. And if you don't have the result, well, go back and evaluate why you don't have the result. Is it in your execution? Is it in your money management? Is it something you didn't catch so far that you need to work on? And that's going to help you really break that stage. And then of course you have this advantage of having a full-time job where you get the money. You don't have to do much effort except working at your job, but you still get the money. You don't have to fight for the money. You don't have to trade for the money. And that's a very powerful state to be in. And even the best traders right now, even myself, I trade better when I have other money coming in, because that's the easiest way to do it. You don't have any pressure, and that's powerful. So you want to keep your job as long as possible. I know people who've kept their job for 10 years, maybe 5 years, and they ensure that they had the right capital to be able to trade. The cool thing when you start to trade with a full-time job is that you get to see a result. You come in with a non-judgmental perspective. You get to say, right, okay, so what are my results that I expect like after 5 months? Is it always the same thing? Is it always like the same percentage per month or on average? And then after a year, is it still the same thing? That's going to give you an idea of, first of all, how much money you need, and second of all, what kind of drawdown you can expect, so that you could prepare to save money on the side. And that also is crucial. Most traders that I've heard going from a job to full-time trading without any money on the side ended up just going back to having a job because they were not really prepared. And that's unfortunate, but that's a fact. No preparation means you probably have to go back and like redo the cycle again, and that's really not what you want. to prepare first, save the money, and understand what kind of return you could expect with the money you have in your account. And then once you're there, that's going to be where things kind of start to move a little bit. And you will see that going from part-time to full-time is in itself a big change. You might not change that much your trading style, that's going to be the same, the habits are going to be the same, but you're going to arrive at a point where you wonder what to do with your days. Because then you are working 9 to 5, being productive all day, and maybe trading after work. But now you have to kind of do something in a day, and just relaxing, sitting there watching TV or it's not gonna make it for the long term. That's gonna be good maybe first 2 days, and then you say like, well, I have to do something. I have to be doing something else. And that's where you can start to work on multiple things. You still have to work on your trading for sure, meaning you still have to become better. That could be backtesting systems, testing strategies, reviewing your stuff, interacting with other traders. But on the side of that, you might as well have multiple kind of side projects. And this is exactly what I'm doing right now with the videos or podcasts or something you like, a passion. Like, try to figure out your passion. I was talking to a guy 2 days ago at the meetup in Montreal, and he was telling me that he's really successful trading full-time, but he doesn't have any other income, any other side income. And so I was asking him, well, what's your passion? Like, what do you like to do most? And he didn't really know. He was trying to figure out like, well, he was a good programmer before. He was working in a big IT company. And so you could transfer this to like your own interest. You try something, you create something, you test things on the side, and that's gonna make it much easier. When times go bad in trading, you at least can go like work on what you love. And it could be either a passion project, meaning like you don't really get paid, or something that you get paid for. And that's gonna make it easier for you to sustain that. And that's pretty much the reason why people who trade full-time don't really trade full-time. They have other projects on the side. They have other things they work on. And at some point, if you do this long enough, you're gonna come across the point where you could pretty much trade and you have so much solidity in your approach and your process that you could go travel and do other things and just trade on the side. Traveling is kind of a passion of mine. And so if you combine this to trading, it's kind of a passion with a passion, which is like two passions, really powerful. And that's why I decided to do it. That's why I love it. But you really need to make sure that things are simplified at this point, because you will see that trading and traveling has a lot of challenges, including the fact that your routine change. Traveling is the easiest way to lose your routines and your habits because you get to be in a new environment. You get to be in a place where you don't really know anything. You don't know what time it is, what you have to do when, and that's going to be a big mess first. But once you get a hold of the process, at this time I'll look at the chart. I'll look for this. I'll have this. I can expect this per month in trades. This is the point where things start to get really interesting, because you can do other things on the side. You don't have to think about trading. You work much less on your trading, and you can enjoy life at the same time. And for some people, traveling is not gonna be an option. For some people, working on their passion, like on the side of trading, like a full-time job, but just a passion of them, is gonna be better than traveling. For some people, traveling is gonna be good. I know some people who cannot stand traveling. They just hate it, and they wouldn't imagine themselves traveling like for 3 months or something. They would hate it. For these people, traveling is not an option. But for the people who are really like liking traveling and who want to experience the world, which I want to do for sure, that's when it becomes possible to trade and travel. And you will see that it has its challenges, it has its advantages, and I've talked about them a lot. I think I just enjoy traveling too much. But the two keywords you have to keep in mind here are simplification and preparation. So simplifying your trading strategies, not like 5 or 6 monitors, that's not gonna work. And then planning for the unplanned, planning for events that might come. And we talk about that a lot in the course I recorded on risk management with Michael Thomas in the academy. That is powerful. All these risks that we don't consider, the power going out, being at the wrong place, not having internet, being in a trade without stop loss because you couldn't place your stop loss. All these things are risk, and you need to know how to counter those risks, how to deal with them. And that's where traveling kind of puts you in front of more risk, and so you're able to kind of adapt over time. And I don't want to like push you guys to go from trading with a full-time job to trading and traveling. There needs to be this path over time, but we can definitely make it faster. So I thought I would just explain the whole process today, and it's kind of broad, it's kind of big, but I hope you can get some ideas of what to work on right now. If you have any question, comment below as well. I do want to help. And again guys, Merry Christmas. It's 26th today when this is going live. And I appreciate you guys for being on the channel, liking those videos as always. If I can do anything to help you out, let me know. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for a brand new video. Ciao.